Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. You're probably wondering why I have a suit jacket on. This is because a certainly family member said, "Why you're in front of thousands of viewers. You may want to look a little professional." I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna throw a suit jacket on to see how that goes, just for a little bit. And if you're watching, you know I'm trolling you right now. But let's get into the topics of the day. The first topic of the day is definitely about Jurassic World Dominion. The first poster has come out, and it's that giant mosquito that's sucking the blood from a dinosaur, I think. Unless that's a tree and he's about to get sapped. I don't know. But it definitely all started there in the first Jurassic World 1, where he had that, that thing. The thing, that hard thing with the insect inside. I have no idea what it's called right now, but that's exactly how it all started. So that's the first poster for that. They also got another look here, and definitely gets people excited, people who actually, I guess, know a lot about dinosaurs, and that they actually have feathers. So this is our first dinosaur with feathers, because they eventually become birds, or something like that, in terms of that natural evolution. So there's a shot, first look from Jurassic World Dominion. Dinosaurs! I can't wait. My sons can't wait to watch this next movie, because we want to get into the Fast and Furious meets Jurassic World or something. Wasn't that supposed to happen? I don't know. I don't know if it will, but that'd be kind of crazy if that were to happen. Yeah, to have Dom go against chase after dinosaurs or something. All right, well, let's get into some DC topics today. This is coming from Heroic Hollywood. We actually took an excerpt from LA Times. Toby Emmerich recently talked about their plans for the DC shows coming to HBO Max. HBO Max will also have shows like Titans and Doom Patrol, which are in their own DC universe. However, it sounds like Warner Brothers has a plan to connect what's on HBO Max to the films coming out based on recent comments from Warner Brothers Picture Group chair Toby Emmerich to the Los Angeles Times. He said this: HBO Max presents a huge opportunity for DC. It allows us to make high-quality, mid-budget superhero movies that reintroduce lesser-known DC titles, while also crossing over standout characters from our bigger films into original series. Connecting the DC cinematic universe with Max gives our fans more ways to explore the DC multiverse and more chances to enjoy more great stories with these beloved characters. That sounds fantastic. That sounds great. There's two issues here, though, because one, you're saying connecting the DC cinematic universe with Max gives our fans more ways to explore the DC multiverse. Connecting and multiverse aren't actually the same thing. I get it that the movie will connect to something in an original series, but you're also kind of saying that that's still the same universe. Multiverse means there are different alternate universes. And that's not what you're saying here. It's almost the opposite of what you're saying. Maybe you don't really understand what multiverse actually means. Multiverse doesn't mean movie platform and streaming platform. No, that's the same universe. So I don't get what that actually it's really confusing. I'm guessing you just don't understand what multiverse really means. Multiverse to us means alternate universes, like Robert Pattinson's Batman. And then Suicide Squad, for intents and purposes, is different from that. But if that's the case, then what's the problem with having Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Snyderverse on HBO Max? There really shouldn't be any problem whatsoever. So there you have it. This is coming from Toby Emmerich. I really hope he leaves really soon. Okay, let's get on to a little bit more DC, because we're talking about how the possibilities of multiverses and having mid-budget, like you said, superhero movies. Remember Chris McKay's Nightwing? Well, the Tomorrow War is coming out, or came out, I'm not sure. And the director, Chris McKay, actually was about to make the Nightwing movie. And so Chris McKay told Real Blend this about the Nightwing movie. I think he's feeling a little bit more positive that he could still definitely make it. He says, I hope it's still a reality. I hope that we still get to make that movie. As far as I'm concerned, it's not lost yet. It is obviously something that they've had other priorities, they've had other challenges, they've had things that they needed to do, and I think that they found their way. I think their recent successes and the stuff that they are planning on doing now, I think it opens the door for us to still be able to do a Nightwing movie. Whether you call it an alternate universe or you pick in their multiverse version, which universe is part of, there are different ways into it, but Nightwing is a big, action-packed, emotional movie. It may not budgetarily be similar to what we do with the Tomorrow War, but from a scope and scale standpoint, as far as that kind of action, the kind of heart, that's what Nightwing is going to be all about. And definitely, if there's multiverse plans, obviously in the Snyder verse, Dick Grayson died, so he wasn't even part of Nightwing. Wouldn't even worked out in that regard. So now that they're going hopefully into more multiverse and alternate universes, Toby Emmerich knows what the hell he's talking about. Then there could be, yes, just like the Snyderverse, just like Ben Affleck's Batman movie and whatever, all that could definitely exist, including Nightwing. So yeah. And it's great to see him still optimistic about that and still like, you know what, I had something good here. I would love to show it. I would love to make sure that it could maybe one day come out, and maybe, with certain regime changes and stuff like that, Chris McKay could definitely make his Nightwing movie. So crossing all fingers and toes for that one as well. There's a lot of Nightwing fans, not a lot of Nightwing fans. There's an exclusive now from the hashtag show. I would like to call it rumor, though. Have they been right about things? I don't know. But they also talked about the Black Cat film from before. So, Warner Brothers is apparently moving towards Justice League Dark. We can exclusively share that a Deadman movie is next in DC's development slate for Justice League Dark films. Last week, they talked about Black Cat film. This week, they're bringing an update on Justice League Dark, and in particular, Deadman. Warner Brothers is moving towards Justice League Dark, although they are trying to approach similar to Marvel's Avengers films by introducing the Justice League Dark characters in their own movies, before putting them in a team-up. We already know that Emerald Fennell is working on a Zatanna movie. However, DC and Warner Brothers are working hard to bring more characters to the big screen and introduce them in a way where each film is unique and fresh, but also works towards a larger narrative. We can exclusively share that a Deadman movie is next in DC's development slate for Justice League Dark films. The movie will explore the character's origin, his murder, and his attempts to discover who murdered him and bring his murderer to justice. The script has been in development for the past 2 years. As with many projects, they were hoping to be farther along than they are. But COVID-19 delayed parts of the process. They're now in the process of finding a director. The short list of directors includes Oz Perkins, the Black Coat's daughter, Gretel and Hansel, Gretel and Hansel, Christopher Landon, Happy Death Day, oh, I like that one, Brandon Cronenberg, Antiviral Possessor. There's no casting yet. The studio is preparing to find an actor who can emote and act through CGI and makeup similar to Andy Serkis or Doug Jones. Once a director has been hired, the project is expected to be formally announced. For more on DC. So, Deadman movie. That's interesting. So that would actually work out because it's Justice League Dark. They're coming on Zatanna. And, there's reports before, even from Variety, that they're also doing Constantine. Who's going to be the new Constantine? Don't know yet. And now Deadman. Maybe Swamp Thing and the Etrigan and all the other characters could come out as well. They'll have their own movies setting up to that. Is this what was J.J. Abrams' plans all along when he came into Warner Media? Not only is he going to be producing a quote-unquote Black Superman, but he's also was in the process of developing Justice League Dark. I think that's where he wants to come in. He wants to do Justice League Dark, but he's going to do it his way. He's going to be building up all these different characters, culminating into a Justice League Dark film, which could be pretty exciting. All right, moving forward, DC Versal put this interesting tweet out saying this: take this as a rumor, but apparently a member of the Black Adam production has claimed that Henry Cavill is on the movie set right now, filming scenes like Superman. The source comes from Reddit, Oh. But he's trying to get in touch with the moderators to prove that it's legit. Well, I would love for this to be true, but I gotta see something. If he's truly on set and they're going to be out in the open pretty soon, I would love to see. And if it's a big cameo, I think they'll try to hide him as much as possible. And coming from Reddit, I mean, anybody can sign in and say stuff like that, so I don't know if it's true. I hope it's true. I hope that one day we'll get to see that. Like I said, from the evidence we've seen so far from my last video, everything that Black Adam, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has said, he wants to fight Superman. The concept art that he's worked with Jim Lee and Boss Logic had Superman in it. Him and Henry Cavill, the Garcias, everything. It just seems appropriate and a big probability that Superman will definitely show up in a Black Adam film. And hopefully it's this Black Adam film. So if that's true, someone gets some telescopic lens and find out if that's Henry Cavill on set or not. But there's one person that we do know that is on set, and there's new images of Rachel Zegler on the set of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, also in Atlanta. But also, who is she? Like, I thought she was just some girlfriend of one of the characters. Like, but no, she's totally wearing some golden armor with the cape and everything. What? Now, her character, I believe, is a complete secret, and we don't know who she's actually playing, but we now know she's actually significant in the sense that she's not just some girl at the school. There is an important significance to her. Don't know who she is at this point in time, but very, very curious indeed. So this is coming from Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Who do you think she is? I have no clue. Who do you think she is? All right, moving forward. This is an article that came out today from The Hollywood Reporter by Kim Masters. She's pretty good at getting inside scoops on, like, Toby Emmerich's maybe wanting to exit or looking for an exit, things on Jason Kylar, Kevin Tsujihara, and all this stuff that she was able to grab, right? And so, incredible reporter. So she came out with this today. Behind Jason Kylar's unsettled future at Warner Media, I won't get too much into it, but there are little comments about how the old regime, of course, doesn't like the new regime. The Warner Brothers doesn't like AT&T butting to their business and things like that. They're all that stuff, and everybody's freaking out. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen when David Zaslav shows up and what's he going to do and things like that. I'm going to pull an excerpt from there that's really interesting. That'll probably interest you. Though David Zaslav can't make personnel decisions, that's interesting. I didn't see that coming. So I guess he can't just make personnel decisions, but the consensus among industry observers is that once the deal closes, Warner Media CEO Jason Kylar will depart, and Warner Media Studios CEO Ann Sarnoff may go too. And I like how this person highlighted that because that's the most important part. Warner Media Studios CEO Ann Sarnoff may go too. The lady that called the release of the Snyder Cut movement toxic and the fans toxic and said no to release the Ayer cut is go too. And said that Zack Snyder's Justice League is pretty much a cul-de-sac is going to go too. So that's great. That's one level that needs to go. Go, 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 go. The only concern here is that there's nothing here about Toby Emmerich. That's my concern. I'm thinking, oh my God, is he going to survive another house cleaning? Come on, seriously, how many lives does this guy have? Like, what is he? Who's he sleeping with? Right? I don't know. But an outsider who did not become an insider in 2 years on job, Sarnoff, by many accounts, has not developed strong relationships in the broader entertainment community or even within the company. One insider calls her an invisible layer within Warner Media. A source with knowledge of the AT&T CEO's thinking says Stanky wants to protect her. The decision, of course, will be Zaslav. So at that part, the decision will still be Zaslav. So he see who he chooses to keep and to let go. So I'm really excited for this. Now, a lot, Jason Kylar, I don't know what to expect from him, to be honest. Like, even Ann Sarnoff, when she came in, we welcomed her in, and then she blew us off. So it was like, okay, well, whatever. But Jason Kylar welcomed in too. Doesn't seem like he was able to affect or do anything with Ann Sarnoff and anything. And for all the things that he was hyping for Zack Snyder's Justice League, now seems to be more marketing than actually wanting to push for Restore the Snyderverse. Like Dave the Film Junkie had said that all he did was, after the Snyder Code was announced, just text, not a call. He just texted Zack Snyder and said, thank you. That's it. Seriously. Okay, so maybe he wasn't the helper, the one that really was going to help us after all. Or maybe, like John Aaron Garza says, he doesn't have the balls to. Someone like Dave Zaslav would have the balls to clean house. And maybe Kyler, who actually would be good for just the streaming portion, and letting David handle all the rebuilding the house, if you say, rearranging the house, and let Kyler just do his streaming business, because Kyler is all in. In fact, in the article, they said that he managed to get AT&T to put more money into the Warner Media budget for films and things like that. Bigger budgets, which I think was really great. And hopefully this means something. But I'm really curious. I'm really nervous about the future of the company and what will happen to DC especially, and all the other films as well. And could this possibly mean a good in for Zack Snyder and the rest of his Justice League? So I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. And also, because Ann Sarnoff is leaving, hey, maybe that, no, we're not going to do the Ayer cut, turns into, yes, we will do the Ayer cut, because it doesn't cost us much. And the Suicide Squad could use a little bit of help in terms of appeal, right? Longer appeal. They get the James Gunn, the Suicide Squad comes out. They're like, hey, want to watch this other version of Suicide Squad on HBO Max? Here you go. And, David Ayer seems to be very, I guess because the Ayer cut was also training as well, he is putting a little bit of that out today. 3 pictures, if you will. Really cool stuff from David Ayer. He has not stopped the Release the Ayer Cut campaign, if you will. And I'll have a little bit more on what one of the editors of David Ayer's Suicide Squad had to say about David Ayer's Suicide Squad. So that's exciting in a video later on today. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and comment, please click on the like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.